We have U branch. If I take a look at the score graph, based entirely upon control points, that's dropped. I've continued to rise. So if it drops by that amount, 1, 2, 3. 1? No, that might actually just be 2. So that would mean that they have this guard tower and the outpost. We'll continue to use messenger crows as he walks along because the messenger crows will keep capturing stuff for us. In the meantime, we're going to immediately dump as many things into the Temple of Baal to make it as obnoxious to take back as physically possible. Because if I don't do this, we're going to probably lose the Temple of Baal to the Barbarian at some point, and that is going to not be fun in the slightest. Alright everyone, time to leave. You've done your duties, you've done your work, the work of the Druid Lord. It is time for you all to buzz off in your own respective directions and begin the long and arduous process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time to begin the long and arduous process of us taking you out of here so that we can actually have a humongous amount of commanders rolling out and killing everything in the general vicinity. And collecting things that normally are uncollectible. Hussar, hussar, when the winged hussars arrive. Where'd the long deads go? Alright, I guess. Everyone... sorry. You should be able to transfer over everything else that is not available normally. Your army is significantly less, but you fight at the front, so you are fine being a slightly worse version of everything else. All the other forces will sit in the deserted port, and they will collect their batch of 10. Every time we collect a batch of 10, we will bring out those forces from there and have them start spreading out to claim all territories, kill all independents that are normally unkillable, and collect all animals in one spot. Once all those animals are collected, we'll basically just form a constant marching, roiling mass of beasts and just try to Zerg rush our armies down here, in this general area. When the Zerg rush hits, our Death Ball will be supported by about 10 army, like 30, 40 plus armies of 30 to 40 plus beasts apiece. Those beasts are useless, but they'll serve as meat shields, because our only goal is to take their recruitment locations and kick them out of the recruitment locations so we can call a victory in the fight. Do I really, honestly want to try to kill this merchant who's been sitting here for ages? No. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Anumaki back through the forest, back through here, because he is significantly better to us alive as one of the good spellcasters, and we'll assign him to the duty of taking everything out of the Flower Meadow Forest and marching down south to claim this general area, because I don't know why the native wildlife here is taking stuff back from us, but it needs to stop. And then we can try to chase down this merchant, but he'll probably die because he's walking into the Forest Shepherd Hills. Alright. What do you got? So many regeneration, like, gear. So much regeneration gear. Hello, Xenos. Evening. It has been a long while, but we're starting to get to the end. I've finally moved my forces down south, and we're now collecting, like, the armies that we seeded all those years ago. Not the, like, actually, like, the armies that we seeded in the early game have finally bloomed into something, and we're now collecting our forces together in an attempt to try to put an end to all the barbarians and independents down south. A lot harder than it sounds, but hey, we're gonna give it a shot. We did lose the Forest of Illidan, but it's not burnt down, so as soon as we have a first opportunity available, we'll probably just go ahead and take it. Okay, we can easily reach you. Special power. We'll Messenger Crow again, because it doesn't matter to us. And we're going to go cut this lady down, take everything that she owns. No more Jade Sorceresses, no more Jade Priestesses. Just nothing but bloodshed and death. Head down south, claim the guard tower, claim outpost. That kills Temple of Baal. What the actual... Do you have ethereal... Alright, well I know another thing I don't want to touch. Thankfully they're all fighting here, so I might actually go skirt the edge of the vision here, head across the desert, get through the oasis, hit the outpost, claim the outpost, and then swing up, hit the guard tower, and that should put an end to the Priestess of Baal. You can turn around. You're not going to stay there. You're just going to head north. Because I really need to start dealing with the long deads up here, and there's not going to be anything important in this zone, but I want to see what I can take. Everyone else, you can just sit in the deserted port because there's not enough bare-chested slingers to actually do something with that port just yet. I could sentry them all, but no, I'm not too concerned with it just yet. Anumaki lives. Scholars be praised. So you head south. There are only forest shepherds here, so there's nothing you can really claim. So we'll actually just keep you with the rest of the vertebrates. When the Hussars arrive, he climbs over the mountain. When he gets down here, he goes and tries to murder some long deads. One hero is not going to change much of anything. I just skipped right past a lot of people. I am so glad with myself at this current juncture. How many do you have? You have enough slingers. Go and try to contest the bears and wolves. You continue heading down south. No particular reason other than because. It'll be nice when I can actually effectively use these forces, but in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here. Buying 15 commanders of AP left. Are you sure you want to end the turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow. Yes, I'm sure I want to end the turn. What are they going to do? They're going to walk and die. That's it. Alright. We're burning through a lot of our legendary creatures, because those are always the first to die. But maybe, just maybe, we can get lucky. Maybe we won't lose them all this time around. Who am I kidding? We're probably losing the Griffin and the Boars. It has been mercifully a long time for us to actually go and take on these hordes, and actually make use of our armies. But when we do, it's a fantastic sight to see. I should know better than looking back there. Just because of the sheer number of summons and creatures that are just appearing on this battlefield. It's quite frankly insane. Okay, they've got this humongous horde. They have the humongous horde, but I really can't be bothered with it. Because I'm... As long as they don't reclaim the Temple of Baal, this plan will work. These independent dwarves are doing more for Elysium than the barbarians ever did. They're keeping me out of the places that I actually need to be kept out of, and that I find just funny. Like, the independent AI seems to be doing more harm to me than my actual enemies. Maybe I should just consider that the ending point. When the independent AI that I face off against is doing more harm to me than my actual regular enemies. Greetings, one-off-topic person, welcome back. Alright, you know what? Get me a lesser ritual of mastery. Let's finish off the Elder Druid's ritualist spells. I want to see what happens. I guess you continue your march up north. Do all this. You now command 11 units. You also can march. I'm going to have you march directly south as well and join up with the rest of them. I guess we'll just have you go straight south because you're gonna have to go through a bunch of mountains anyway. Continue heading south, go to the temple. You're not gonna have a magical epiphany though. Fair enough. I mean, I've come back after a lot of college dramas, so... What have you. We both have our own horrible stories that some of us can't even share under pain of death. Alright. Get rid of these bears. You know what? We have the manpower here. We might as well just put them together and just not lose. Into the savannah, into the long deads. Cut them down, my friend, and we shall be glorious. Really, nothing else to make do, or to do here. Well, in that case, just get more slingers. Yes, I know 14 commanders of AP left. I'm trying to reduce that number. We finally were able to determine something is actually a legit waste of time. This is why I sent the Horde of Slingers. The entire reason is just to ensure that nothing else happens. Enough slingers, anything will end up dying. Like, there's not even a reason to have a front line. If you can have just a line of slingers there, it's better than a front line in like 90% of cases. Okay, yes, we know. Independence dying, our animals keep getting killed. Yeah, most of them are just cubes. They're just cubes that take up space. There are some things that are bigger cubes, but they're just cubes. I think there's one thing that's like a rectangle somewhere, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Walking, not using teleports. It hurts because this desert is just going to murder my sanity to walk through. Because we're going to get through one section now, another section later, and then we have to walk through the coal mine, another desert, and then continue to head south to grab the outpost. Because the outpost is literally so remote, it's not even funny. Combat and the main world are all turn-based. Alright, cut down these long deads, make it so they don't take back the graveyard. Head down south. Head down south. I guess... Oh, you can cross through the bridge. That's fine. There's enough dispossessed spirits where I'd actually be concerned, so let's not bother with them. Head through the mountain. Don't know why I didn't do the hills, that would have been more efficient movement-wise. These giant spiders would easily kill our hero, as he currently is, because he's just not strong enough yet. So, our hero is going to look for anything else. You know this ancient Hydra? He's going to go take it on. Don't know why what's like this. I like the idea of Hero versus Hydra, but I also like the fact that our hero actually has regeneration armor. So... let's just... I think I'm just going to take him away from here and see if I can find something else that he can actually kill. I like this little story. He just found a magic suit of armor, and he's just been going around doing small quests for me since. Maybe someday, he will actually be a force to be reckoned with. But not today. Recruitment? Oh, that counts as regular recruitment. Okay, interesting. Did not notice, or did not realize. I thought that was just an error. I mean, if it wasn't a parody, he would have actually stood a chance. But I know for a fact that he does not. Ergo, I care not for him. Ah, our Wizard of the Lake has returned. We shall end our turn here because I have no reason to do anything else. Recruitment has taken place here this month. Yes, I know it has. Y'all can shut it. There we are. So the Elder Things are going to do permanent stun. We actually killed an Elder Thing. We're actually killing them. After that little bit of ear rape, we killed one of them. We killed exactly one. And that's good enough for me. It's so rare to actually kill an elder thing with forest shepherds, which the shepherds are so bad, I'm just considering genuinely modding the game to make it better. I forgot you have fire ants, which actually can kill the trolls very quickly. Like, they're gonna start melting under the fire ants. So you know what? Let's do it. One is better than none, silence. I'm not really thinking while playing this game, I'm just kind of crazy and stupid. Oh yeah, right. I forgot about you. That's fine. You can kill off our... You can kill off just one messenger crow. I'll eventually kill you by oh. All our units drowned in a lake. How unfortunate that our forest shepherds are actually retarded. Like... I hate the stupid... I might actually reprogram the stupid unit AI that, unless it's amphibian, it won't go into the lakes, the frozen lakes, because there's so many things I want to do. I want to give it a try, but at the same time, it probably wouldn't work out. Yeah, one by one, their lives end. Alright, you're one of the lucky ones. You get a mix of range and melee. As such, you'll be going directly to the front lines, or as directly as you can. Our good Wizard of the Lake, with your protections, just head down south and pick up Flower Meadow Forest. They'll soon be joined by someone else. You branch, keep walking. I mean, that's true. They could just be suicidal. I wish they could just be suicidal off the job, as opposed to on the job. Because that's what makes them useless. The only reason I have them is that they're free. They cost me nothing to do aside from a startup upkeep, and then I just don't care what happens afterwards. You have a bunch of soulless there. I don't want to deal with that. I will, but I don't want to touch it. It's early spring. We can just walk you across this, and that's fine. If it was late spring, I'd actually be concerned, but I'm not. When the hussars arrive. Give me the Lion Tribe village. Yes, at least be suicidal and dive into battle, because that would still be more useful than what they're doing now. Alright, any other recruitment that I need to do? Yes, kind of. Slingers in all locations that I could potentially lose. Any forces in, because I really don't feel like losing forces there. "13 commanders of AP left. Maybe that's intentional. We don't know. We don't have a capital, so that tip means nothing. That's a fair sentiment. Alright, let's let these forest shepherds just gut the dwarves. This is one of the few times the forest shepherds are useful, when they're in humongous numbers. It's why I cared so much about holding the ancient forests. I think this merchant might make it. He might make it before I actually can respond to him. In which case, good on you, merchant. literally what? Like, what am I looking at here? Forest shepherds versus dispossessed spirits. I mean, hey, decent kill ratio as far as I'm concerned. Oh, these are the things from Hades. Oh, the monuments. Okay. That explains what's going on. I'd never dealt with that because I lost my forces in the area that were meant to deal with it. And I just never cared, so the monument's done. Can I, like, see that the monument is done? That is true. That is definitely true. Alright, well, now that we're going to be... So a bunch of shades are now going to be summoned all over the place. I was hoping that some of these shades would be summoned down here, but it looks like it's only going to hurt me because this game just doesn't like me. No, I knew that this was going to be bad. It was entirely intentional to allow this to occur. It's just I didn't think it would attack only my stuff. I thought it would also go down there because I have a humongous territory. I thought I could handle it. But apparently, all the dispossessed spirits want my land, not the land down here, not the land down under. So instead, I get to sit here and just be impotently angry over the dead just being obnoxious. I mean, again, it's not as if the dead are going to do anything here. Like, they claim territory, but forest shepherds combined with everything else for me will still keep cleaning them up. I'll lose maybe a few fringe territories here and there, but I have so many little armies that are running about that it's probably never actually going to matter. And we'll just transfer in whatever we come into contact with. I mean, I don't know why they're complaining about the shepherds murdering them, because the shepherds are actually... they're... I don't know how to say it, or how to like properly phrase my thoughts, so I'm just not going to bother. I also have like 500 plus herbs that I just can't use. What I'm gonna do, let's just sell iron. I don't need to buy it overpriced, I can just sell a ludicrous amount of iron. Okay, but then hear me out. They offed themselves for no reason, and then they came back to attack me. Which makes about as much sense as, hey, I hated myself, so I jumped off a building head first, and now I'm going to come back and haunt Joe from accounting, who I only knew for 5 minutes. Like, it makes... there's no logical sense or reason for them doing this. Now, if they were the spirits killed by the shepherds, I could understand that. There's a lot of reasons as to why you would hate the sheer number of forest shepherds. But even then, it's not like they're going to make a dent. My shepherds are eternal, and good luck taking any of my buildings, because every single building I own has 50 plus slingers in it. Alright, well, what are the benefits of being a spirit? You can't enjoy food. You can't really find a love life, even as a ghost, and even then you can't do any of the physical bonuses that come with it. And so on and so forth. So, like, what's the point? Alright, just pass on by. The forest shepherds are actually doing their jobs, killing everything that stands in our way. The AI isn't touching the Shrine to Hades and is instead just sitting on Illidan. I think they're just kind of waiting for me to teleport in. But that's just not going to happen because I have no reason to do exactly that. I wonder how hard it is to modify Conquest of Elysium. That's a lot of dispossessed spirits. I mean, at least thankfully, every time we successfully land a hit, it kills another. So even then, the forest shepherds can kind of sit here tanking things, and as long as they don't get stunned for some reason, they'll eventually whittle down their numbers. Ah, the benefits of multi-attack. Okay, in this case, the masked forest shepherds did lose because they were outnumbered 2-1. That's fine. We still, like, killed very much worth their weight in sheer number of dead dispossessed spirits. Let's think about it this way. You're a dispossessed spirit, alright? You have a second chance at an unlife of some kind, even if it's not a great unlife. And then you go attack something and die. What happens? I would also care significantly less about the Monument to Hades if this wasn't so obnoxious to go through every single little fight that is now happening as a result of this. Because the spirits are attacking everything. Okay.